Hello and welcome to the program, The Week in Review. Here we bring you updates of big stories that transpired during the week. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commissioned Greater Abuja Water Supply Network to enhance potable water distribution across the Federal Capital Territory. President Tinubu describes the water initiative as a transformative project that enhances national development agenda. Our correspondent Godwin Sunday has detail.
The Greater Abuja Water Supply Project is a major infrastructure development aimed at significantly improving access to safe and clean drinking water for residents of Abuja. At the commissioning of the water project in Abuja, President Bola Tinubu lauded the partnership between the administration of the Federal Capital Territory and the Chinese government. He explained that the water project involves the construction of 4 pipeline loops that will increase the city's water supply capacity by 480,000 cubic meters per day, raising the total capacity from 240,000 to 720,000 cubic meters daily.
This water infrastructure is not only a technical milestone, but a moral one, because it is about equity. It is about ensuring that no part of Abuja is left behind in our national development agenda. When we speak of Renew Hope agenda, this is what we mean. Tangible, people-focused projects that improve the daily lives of ordinary Nigerians. Water to drink, to clean, to grow, to build. That is the real project.
In his remark, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says the project will support sustainable development by enabling existing water plants to operate at maximum capacity, reducing resource waste, and fostering local employment and skill development. He added that the expansion of the water project is designed to serve approximately 2.5 million residents across 50 districts in the Federal Capital Territory, including 50 estates and mass housing scheme in the Phase 3 and 5 of the city.
I want to say today that we almost completed the procurement process to give water to Buhari, give water to Kubwa, give water to Karu and some of the communities. So we are not only providing water to the city, we are also providing water to the satellite towns.
This initiative is among several projects of the Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCTA) led by Minister Nyesom Wike. Godwin Sunday, reporting for Global Television News.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has assured the people of Benue State that security agencies will redouble their efforts in ensuring that lasting peace is restored to pave the way for peace and tranquility in the states. IGP Egbetokun gave the assurance during his on-the-spot visit to states to ascertain the level of devastation of the recent attack by suspected herdsmen in Benue. Our correspondent Felicity Ndere has the reports.
The visit of the Inspector General of Police IGB Kayode Egbetokun and the Chief of Defense Staff General Musa Christopher and their delegation is to commiserate with people of Benue State over recent suspected armed herders attack that claimed dozens of lives and to have a first-hand assessment of the damage left behind by the attackers.
Come, move this motor from here.
Yusuf.
people of this community are not alone. We are with them. The entire Nigerian communities are with them. A day will come when these bandits will come to operate as they used to, and they will never return. That day is drawing nearer. I can assure you that we are committed to fight this battle and win this war. My appeal to the community is to cooperate with us.
For us, like I said, we want this to be the last one that will happen. We're going to go all out to ensure that we address it. We have put in measures in other places and it has worked. Here is not going to be different. I want to assure Nigerians that not only Benue State, all over the country, we are determined, based on the mandate of Mr. President, to ensure that we restore peace and tranquility within our country.
Governor Hisense Aliyah expressed gratitude for the visit, describing it as a gesture that represents the federal government's commitment in finding a lasting solution to the attacks that have lingered for long.
This is a killing uncalled for. Whatever thing it is, it's quite unfortunate that this kind of a carnage, this kind of killings, persists. I know we remain very hopeful that this kind of a devastating occurrence would not happen, not only within the local government.
Some residents of Yelwata who spoke to Global TV News expressed their agony in the hands of attackers.
They came in around the Yelwata East, started firing gunshots. They fired for almost 5 hours. They met a stiff resistance here from the police. Immediately when they met the resistance, they moved towards Yelwata Market, Yelwata New Market. There they slaughtered more than 100 persons. The incidents lasted for more than 5 hours. They burnt some of our community members in stores there. There are some stores that are housing more than 50 persons. All were burnt down.
They have killed 3 persons in a house. That was the starting of the massacre. Yes. So as that happens, then we were afraid. And that was at my own personal area. They were 4 in numbers. And they are Fulanis.
The delegation had earlier held a closed-door meeting with the governor for security details.
Still in Benue, Benue State Governor Hisense Aliyah has confirmed the death of 59 persons in the recent attack on Yelwata community.
Governor Hisense Aliyah revealed that the casualty figure was confirmed after a physical head count conducted by security agencies in collaboration with families of the victims. He said all relevant security services held a joint meeting to ensure the accuracy of the figure released. Among the dead were military personnel and a civil defense officer who lost their lives while defending the community during the attack.
As we speak, the official reporting we have all received, and we compare notes. We had some meeting all through the night yesterday, and then this morning with a physical meeting as well. And the official figures, all security heads, was 59 with the head count, with the enlistment of the affected families and individuals. That is the basic.
Governor Aliyah also appreciated the support of his Nasarawa state counterpart, who shared intelligence that shed light on the incident. He confirmed that the attack also claimed the life of a woman on the Nasarawa side of the border. He made the remarks while receiving a report from the panel of inquiry on malicious activities in the Sankra Axis.
Where we've been having kind of a route into the state for these attacks is through Nasarawa state. There are specific points and areas and localities we know based on security intel.
The Yelwata massacre is one of the deadliest attacks in recent times, highlighting the worsening security in border communities between Benue and Nasarawa states. From the government house in Makudi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu has commissioned new national headquarters building for Independent Commission INEC in Abuja. The president says the project aims to enhance the commission's operational capacity and reinforce public trust in the country's democratic institution. Godwin has the details.
Standing beneath the sun at the Zambezi Crescent site, President Bola Tinubu says the project is to strengthen democracy, the independence of the institutions, and the future of electoral integrity. It says INEC, which has long struggled with the limitations of an overstretched and outdated headquarters, is now set to receive a modern annex equipped with state-of-the-art facilities, including a 1,000-seat auditorium, advanced IT infrastructure, and for the first time, a museum chronicling Nigerians' electoral history.
It is a great honor and sense of purpose that I stand before you today to flag up the construction of a new national office, the annex of the headquarters of Independent National Electoral Commission right here in Abuja. Today's ceremony is not merely about bricks and mortar. It is about the strength of our democracy, the independence of our institutions, and the future of our electoral integrity.
Speaking at the event, the Independent National Electoral Commission Chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakub, described the new project as a special occasion and a milestone in INEC's institutional development and evolution. He explained that the annex would serve as a complement to the current headquarters rather than a replacement.
The main building opposite the present site shall remain the national headquarters of the Commission. When completed, the new building will complement the main building. For me personally, this is a very, very special occasion. After almost 10 years of persistent effort, the construction of the INEC Annex building is finally a reality.
The new complex is being constructed by the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, under the supervision of the FCT Minister, Barrister Eyosom Wike, who received direct praise from the President.
I have stated here, this is not the first time, that when INEC headquarters was located to Abuja, it was FCT. It is good. It says that because so many people who got to say all kinds of things, so it's good that you explain that. And I want to assure you that this structure will be given all the time it required to see that during the first tenure, this project is completed.
The project comes after over 10 years of sustained appeals by INEC for more space. The Commission's current headquarters, commissioned in 1997, was originally designed to house just 500 staff and 8 Commission members. Today, the body accommodates over 1,000 personnel, 13 full-time commissioners, and 22 departments. In the days ahead, we look forward to a more robust and lucrative INEC headquarters, even in deliberating and emphasizing electoral decisions across the country. Godwin Sunday, reporting for Global Television News.
President Bola Tinubu has taken decisive actions against criminal elements responsible for the ongoing attacks in Benue State. Our correspondent Felicity Indere reports from Makurdi.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu arrived Benue State days after the latest attacks on the state by insurgents. Then he proceeded to the Benue State University Teaching Hospital for a brief stopover where he met with victims of the recent attacks. President Tinubu emphasized his administration resolve to tackle security crisis head-on and calls for the formation of a peace committee and pledged full support for Benue State government's efforts to restore peace.
I expect there should be arrests of those criminals. Christopher, I know you can't be tired of
stay in the bush, and Oloyede and Basha, thank all of you, but we need to keep our ears to the ground. Let's get those criminals, let's get them out.
Governor Hyacinth earlier thanked the president for visiting and called for the creation of a community support fund to assist displaced persons. He also renewed the call for the establishment of state police to strengthen internal security.
The federal government to consider establishing a special intervention fund for communities affected by these incessant attacks in Benue State.
For the paramount ruler of the Tiv Nation, Professor James Ayate, the violence in Benue is not merely a case of farmer herders clashes, but a well-orchestrated assault on his people. He appealed to the president to end what he described as genocide and reaffirmed the loyalty and support of the Tiv Nation to the federal government.
Remain tolerant, negotiate for peace, learn to live with your neighbors. What we are dealing with here in Benue is a calculated, well-planned, full-scale genocidal invasion and land grabbing campaign.
As the president concludes his visit, stakeholders stress the need for sincere dialogue and practical steps, not political rhetoric, to halt the continued killings and displacement in Benue communities. In Makudi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
Furthermore, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has arrived in Kaduna State to commission developmental projects carried out by the state government under the administration of Governor Uba Sani. The president touched down at the Mando Military Airport in Kaduna State at about 1:27 p.m. local time. President Tinubu was received by speakers of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, Deputy Senate President Bro Jibril, the host governor Uba Sani, and the emir of Zazzau Ahmed Nuhu Balami. The Nigerian Senate has defended the significant increase in the 2025 Rivers State budget, describing the adjustment as necessary, people-oriented, and aligned with sustaining peace and development under the ongoing emergency administration. Uyi Agbomofrebe has the details.
Rivers State Sole Administrator Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas presented a revised budget of 1.846 trillion naira to the Senate Ad hoc Committee on Oversight, an increase of 360 billion naira from the initial estimate of 1.486 trillion naira submitted by President Bola Tinubu.
The total expenditure plan for 2025, like I stated earlier, is 1.80 trillion naira as submitted to Mr. President. However, after receipt of the additional information on the first quarter expenditure, the reviewed projected expenditure for 2025 is 1.846 trillion naira.
Senate leader Okbayemi Bamidele emphasized that about 85% of the budget had been drafted by the previous administration before the emergency rule, with revisions reflecting new priorities in the infrastructure and public welfare.
At least 85% of the budget estimates presented to us today were the budget estimates already drawn up by the Fubara-led administration before the emergency rule. They had increased it by some 15% or so based on projects, additional projects that needed to be executed. In the course of
he attributed the increase mainly to urgent capital projects and key welfare obligations, including a notable 50 billion naira allocation for outstanding pensions and gratuities to restore dignity to retired public servants and ensure social stability. Uyi Agbomofrebe, reporting for Global TV News.
Basketball star Kevin Durant has taken a minority stake in Paris Saint-Germain. The European champions announced Friday without saying how many shares the power forward had acquired. The club said in a statement that owners, Quartersport Investment, had signed an investment and strategic partnership agreement with Kevin Durant. one of the most decorated U.S. basketball player of all times and leading investor in sports and entertainment properties. The White House says Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a couple of weeks. U.S. President Donald Trump is debating whether to take military actions against the Islamic Republic. Our correspondent, Uyi Admofrebe, completes the reports.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told reporters that once given the go-ahead from Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Tehran only needs a few weeks to develop nuclear weapons.
Let's be very clear. Iran has all that it needs to achieve a nuclear weapon. All they need is a decision from the supreme leader to do that. And it would take a couple of weeks to complete the production of that weapon, which would of course pose an existential threat not just to Israel, but to the United States and to the entire world. And that is something that the entire world, including countries like Russia, is in agreement with, that Iran should not and cannot obtain a nuclear weapon.
How close Iran is to developing a usable nuclear weapon has been at the center of the Israel-Iran conflict, with continuing debates over the potential breakout timeline once the nation has stockpiled enough weapons-grade enriched uranium. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
And that's it on the Week in Review. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for watching.